Pramwash, and this is how I did it. When my wife was expecting, we were preparing like most parents. We were getting our checklist check off, preparing our cot bed, getting strollers, getting car seats. We have a few friends and family who gave us their used strollers and car seats, which are still in very good condition. When they passed to us, they told us that this has been kept in their storeroom for at least a year or two. So when we took it over, we realized that there's a certain musky smell when you keep things for very long. I have to figure out by YouTubing, how to dismantle a car seat and a stroller to wash it by myself. I took it out the fabric, went to my toilet, tried to wash it with baby safe solutions, and then after that dry it, and finally we tried to figure out how to assemble it back to the frame of the car seat and stroller. So after the whole session, it took me about probably 6 hours end to end, including the drying time. Back then I was telling my wife, it's a long journey to really wash a stroller and car seat. So then we started thinking, maybe this will be the same problem that is faced by many other parents like us, expecting a child. We decided to do a bit of market survey, right? We went to Facebook group, the expats group, new moms group, baby bash group. We asked them about how do you wash your stroller. 99% of the answer that we get is, we don't wash it, we don't know how to wash it, and we just leave it like this. We realized it's a big problem that we have here in Singapore. We decided that we can try out something to start a little bit of a service to our friends and some of our friends that we made in the Facebook group. We started in our HDB flat. We created a very simple website at WordPress just to collect orders. Our very first sales channel, you would say that, right? It's actually through Facebook groups and through our friends and family where we blast out that we have a new business coming. Taking our first order is quite a big challenge. I'm the one-man show. I have to drive my car to the customer house, pick up the item, come back to our house, do some of the due diligence check, making sure that the strollers is good for wash. Car seats is also good for wash before we proceed. Then take some photos before wash, start the wash, complete the 6-hour wash. After that, take after wash photo, pack it nicely, and then deliver back to the customer house. Our lead time was about 3 to 4 days before we can return to the customer. So when I first joined DBS, they managed to give an exemption and allow me to work in the bank at the same time doing what I like outside. So you can imagine my 9 to 6 was working in the office, and when I come back, I have to drive out at night after dinner, collect the item, come back, start washing at about 8 PM, finish washing at about 12. The earliest time I sleep was about 12:30, 1 AM. Then I have to go to bed. Then the next day, wake up, go to office again. So I was juggling my day job and a 6-month-old startup like this, spending 9 all the way to 1 AM every day just to meet both of the commitment that I have. To our surprise, within 3 months of washing it at our own humble HDB flat, right, our whole house is filled with strollers, car seats, frames and fabric lying everywhere on the sofa, on our bed. And then we decided it's time to see how can we grow the business a little bit further. The very first thing that we do next is actually to find resources to help us. We did that through Carousel. In fact, we started to search Carousel for any courier freelancer that can help us. And very fortunately, we found a guy that has a small van that can support us in this. That took away my responsibility to drive around to customer house, collect and deliver back. So for the next 2 months, I don't have to worry about collecting and delivering items and just fully washing strollers and car seats. Once that hits another capacity limit again, when orders started to grow, the next person that I find is actually a part-time cleaning that can do washing like me. That's where we also started to find a new industrial location, and we found the cheapest industrial facility in the whole island of Singapore. It's actually at 1 Sunview Road. It has a 2,300 square feet of space. We move our stuff there, our equipments that we buy and we use it at home, we simply ship it there. We just go over there to start washing. So how do we ensure that we take good care and handle your baby strollers and baby car seat well? Mainly based on 2 items. First one is on training. We make sure all our staff undergo new training and also refresher training every year. Next thing is on quality assurance. Whenever we collect a new items, right, we have to make sure that the items is fit for wash. Do a lot of incoming checks, making sure that there are no broken foam cushions, the seat belts are all intact, not torn. After the wash is complete, we also need to do a fit for use inspection check, making sure that after the wash, things looks exactly the same as before, other than the super clean fabric condition. The struggle in terms of time is very real. And furthermore, now I have 2 kids with me. There's 3 big pies in my life that I prioritize on. So as a result, it took a lot of sacrifices. Some things I have to give up. I stopped going out with friends. I have to really see what are the challenges and make decisive action on it. So end of the day, any startup, any business that we start, it has to be sustainable. It has to be in the long run for 5 or even 10 years in the making. It's definitely not a hit and run business that we want to do. So I think there's really a lot of lessons as an entrepreneur. Every stages of the business growth is another challenge. From the start, whereby we move from a no-cost HDB home to an industrial unit that you need to pay rent every month, it's a challenge. Then growing to the bigger space, whereby we found a bigger space at Trade Hub, and then entering to retail space, all are biggest challenge that entrepreneurs need to face in terms of the sentiment, whereby it's a gut feel, whether you feel it's an opportunity or it's still a risk. And personally, I feel that I'm very risk averse. I have to analyze a lot, plan a lot, look at the numbers, making sure that things are covered before we enter into the new opportunity. Consider all grounds, ask people who have made it, do a lot of researches, online, reading books, and finally make your own decision and be responsible of it.